Greetings, adventurer! In this how-to video, we're going to be painting our 3D printed Cavern Stairs 02 to match the Dwarven Forge Cavern terrain paint scheme. For the most part, we print our terrain pieces with black PLA. Now as you can see, I should have made a brim because during the print, the piece started to curl. What I ended up doing was hitting pause on the printer and then taking some glue stick glue and tacking down the edges. Once it was done though, I had to actually sand the bottom of the piece to make it much more flat because it was so bowed. Thankfully the print was fine in the end. The absolute best way to match the Dwarven Forge paint scheme is to use, you guessed it, Pokorny Paints. 4 colors that are needed are Earthstone, Cardboard, Cavern Dry Brush, and Olive Dry Brush. After cleaning up the piece, we recommend starting with Earthstone. Paint some or all of the large stones, spouts, crumbled rocks, and a couple stones that are in the stairs themselves. You don't have to be super precise when painting this color. You can be a little bit splashy. Real caverns can have a blend of colors, so it's natural when the colors spill and overlap a bit. Now let's move on to cardboard, step 2. With cardboard, you're going to want to target paint the stalactites and the stalagmites. Paint all the way to the top and all the way down to the bottom. We tend to extend the paint above and below the stalactites and stalagmite areas. This is very similar to how it looks in nature, but that's up to you. When you get to stage 3, the next stage, you're actually going to lightly paint over both areas you painted in Earthstone and in cardboard. Working your way around the piece, make sure you let it dry before going to step 3. Step 3, the Cavern Dry Brush. This is the fun stage. The piece really comes to life and it pretty much paints itself. In this stage, you're going to dry brush the piece with Cavern Dry Brush color. We tend to use a wetter dry brush around the bottom and the top edges of the entire piece. Then once the brush is not so wet, we hit the stalactites, stalagmites, spouts, and crumbled rock. For the stairs, we use a medium to dry brushing technique. I think that is in part because I have a very light feathering dry brushing technique. But, you know, whatever. Anyhow, so let's go to the next step. This is the olive dry brush step. So for this step, we incorporate a drier dry brush method. This color you don't want to go too heavy on. It's just a light dry brush over the whole piece. This olive dry brush section here is great because you can actually tone back whatever you did if you went too heavy in step 3. As you can see, this is a really nice high definition piece that takes advantage of the capabilities of 3D printers. We see this fitting in the fantasy realm like Dungeons Dragons or Pathfinder, but also we see it sitting on the table of Warhammer. You can even push it further if you're into, you know, like Alien versus Predator or something like that. You can make it like kind of other planet type stuff, which I guess if you think about it, that would work for Star Wars Legion as well. Okay, adventurers, that wraps up this how-to video. To be notified when we release new YouTube content, hit that subscribe button. In the meantime, come to our website where we will be listing new terrain and 3D printer files.
You know you gotta give